Whoops. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Alrighty, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode on the channel, or another video on the channel today. And today we have, I believe, episode 5. Hopefully we won't have the weird two-part thing again. So today we're taking on the Raiders. Just real quick before we head into the game. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and go over the new roster. Not a lot of changes, just we've got a new QB1. It's going to be Josh Freeman. Hopefully he can play well. His confidence is extremely low, so I think we're just throwing him into a system that he doesn't really necessarily know. Third down back is no longer the fullback. It's going to be Dion Lewis, so on third downs we have that screen option. Wide receiver, Herron has now moved to the third, aka the slot receiver position. Maybe Huff might get some action later on in the season, but Herron's definitely been stepping it up, and I really like that. Left tackle, we have Joe Thomas back in the lineup. Fragel also is back in the lineup, and he has been named the starter at right tackle because we had a 59 overall starting at right tackle, which is a huge problem as to why I can't roll out to the right, which is most of the passing offenses consisting of me rolling out to the right. So hopefully with that upgrade of an offensive line, we have more time, and that way Josh Freeman doesn't have as much issues against the Raiders defense, which is going to be pretty good. And they're 1-5, we're 0-6, so both are struggling early in the season. So I'm hoping that we can get our first win, and we're both going to be 1-6. But I mean, run game, we don't have a single rusher over 100 yards right now, and this offense is based on the running game. It's not necessarily a passing offense, and I'm trying to develop the pass more, just because this game makes it really hard to run and have an effective run game, whereas like in Madden 21 you can have a run game where you can get 200-300 yards rushing a game, and passing you're looking at maybe like 100-150 if you struggle with it. So that also could be that this team is just bad, and we didn't have a good offensive line. So I basically have a better left tackle and right tackle now, so hopefully we can get that going. Josh Gordon, again, off to a really sluggish start. Hopefully he can kind of pick it up. I mean, our quarterback is not going to be nothing special for right now. Josh Freeman's kind of getting, I think this is his like third or fourth opportunity. Because he's played for the Bucks, that was where he mostly was. He played for the little bit and played with the Colts, so hopefully he doesn't need any more opportunities, but I guess we'll find out. Alright, Phil Simms and Jim Nantz, we can't hear you, so let's go ahead and skip right past you. So yeah, so hopefully, you know, we can have a really effective offense. I don't know how effective it'll really be. Mike Petit, this is his first year, so I'm not really thinking about firing him yet. Just in terms of scheme and whatnot, looks like we're going to be returning the ball. Hawkins is doing all right. I mean, he's effective in the run game. He's also effective in the pass game too. So I moved him to wide receiver number 2 as well. Actually, I think he's already at number 2. So it's definitely good to see him kind of get that extra work. Hawkins will go ahead and take this back, as he's going to go ahead and get to the 20-yard line, and that'll be just about it. And on comes the new quarterback for us, Josh Freeman. Hopefully he can do well and thrive in this offense. He's been kind of just thrown into it, so I'm not expecting much to start. But it'll definitely be cool if he can show the talent that he actually has, because he definitely has the talent to be a winning quarterback. As we're going to hand it off to Ben Tate, who's going to get a gain of 3 yards. Yeah, he definitely has the talent to become that starting QB and have a winning offense. It's just it just hasn't quite fallen into place for him yet in the NFL. We're going to go ahead and roll out, and he's going to get pressured, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. Yet again, our offensive line is still looking like it's going to struggle just a little bit, but all is well. I mean, it's going to take a little while for Joe Thomas and Patino to get into their game day form. We'll go ahead and check it down to Dion Lewis. It's been a while since we've seen him in a game. He's going to get a first down for us, and just like that, Josh Freeman's first pass as a Brown has been completed. Is this going to be a start of a dynasty? Who knows? But I am all for it. 1st and 10 now for us at the 38-yard line. Freeman's going to go ahead and hand the ball off to Tate here, who's already seeing way more space in the run game, as he's going to go ahead and get a gain of 5 yards. It's good to see that we've upgraded the offensive line, even just a little bit. I mean, sure, we don't have a premier offensive line, but it's still good to kind of see it. As we're going to go ahead and check it down to Heron, who's going to make the catch, and he's going to get a first down, and he's going to run out of bounds. And just like that, this offense is finding its stride early in the game. After really performing and getting some really big plays, Heron has found himself as our slot receivers. We're going to go ahead and hand the ball off to Tate here, who's going to shrug off one tackler, but not the next, as that's only a gain of a yard. One thing that I've also noticed is for being a run-heavy offense, we don't really sub our running backs out that much. So I up the slider to change that, as we're going to get a delay of game penalty here, as Freeman could not quite get the ball snapped in time. As they're going to call it on the lineman, who they're calling a QB. Very interesting. So definitely I've noticed that already this early, as I was going to say, just as I was about to praise him, our offensive line has done a little bit better. There's only a couple pressures. I'm going to go ahead and call a screen play here, just because I feel like that's probably going to be the best option. But I mean, we've opened the run game up just a little bit. I mean, sure, we haven't had that much. As we're going to go ahead and dump it off to Dion Lewis here. He's going to get plenty of room here. He's going to get knocked out at the 45-yard line. Not enough for a first down, but still a decent chunky yardage, as we're going to go ahead and punt the ball away. I'm really kind of hoping that with the new offensive line and our new quarterback that we can find a new sense of offense, as that's going to go ahead and get out at the 4-yard line. What a punt. And that's going to be really bad starting position for him. As Matt Schaub is our starting quarterback. Completely forgot that he is the starting quarterback for him. As they're going to go ahead and start the game off by handing it off to the running back, and that will go absolutely nowhere. And that is Maurice Jones-Drew on the end of his career, or towards it anyway, I should say, because I don't know how long he'll last. But he had a huge stint with Jacksonville, and now he's in Oakland. I think this is either his first or second year. They're going to hand it off to Marcel Reese, the Washington product, as he will get stuffed at the line of scrimmage. As so far they've had 2 total yards of offense, but they've been pinned deep, so it's not like they really had much of a choice here. They're going to go ahead and hike the ball here. Matt Schaub's looking for an option. He's going to go ahead and get pressured, and he's going to go ahead and find his target, who will get tackled just in the nick of time, and he will not get more than a yard, as that was Rod Streeter, another veteran on this team. Kings can go ahead and punt the ball away here, as they had a quick 3-and-out. As that was a booming kick, as Hawkins is going to go ahead and get it. He's going to make a defender miss, and he's going to get down at the 37-yard line. That is really good field position for this offense. Whoops, not what I wanted to do. Let's go ahead and see about that run game. Freeman's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to hand it off to Tate, and that's going to get stuffed for a loss, as Tate only has 8 yards, but he is officially over 100 yards rushing on the season, which is good to see. Freeman's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's got really nobody open. He's just going to have to throw this one away, and just like that, we're looking at a 3rd and 11 already. Freeman 3 for 5 for 40 yards, so not off to a really bad start. He's actually off to a pretty solid start, which is exactly what I want to see from a quarterback who's just thrown into this system, which is not exactly a QB-friendly system. As we're going to go ahead and throw it over to Benjamin, who's going to make the catch, and just like that, we have another first down. Freeman has been looking on point for this, for the Browns in his first start. All right. But yeah, this is more of a run-heavy offense, to say the least, and we're only utilizing one running back, which is definitely not ideal, as we're going to go ahead and hand it off to Ben Tate, who's going to get a bunch of yardage here. That's going to be enough for a first down, and that's what I like to see. Because even if you were to look at like today's Cleveland team, they're still a run-heavy team. So they've never really been a pass-heavy team. So we're going to go ahead and hand the ball off to Ben Tate again, who's going to get enough for a first down. And he is now at 21 total yards of rushing. First and 10 now. We just hit the 2-minute warning in the second quarter, and we're at the 39-yard line. Josh Freeman's definitely looking really solid in his first start. Freeman's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and just dump it off to his tight end. That's going to be Cameron with his first catch of the day, and that's going to be enough for a first down. Move those chains, except don't move those chains because we're going to call him just shy of that first down. Second and inches now here at the 29-yard line. Freeman's going to go ahead and take the snap. He's going to go ahead and throw it over to Heron, and he's going to airmail him. That is definitely going to be quite a problem with Freeman, as he's not exactly the most accurate passer in the league. But it's definitely something that we can improve on. That is for sure. Third and inches now. Ben Tate is in the game still instead of Dion Lewis, but Freeman's going to go ahead and take the handoff here, and he's going to go ahead and get us a first down, and just like that, now you can move those chains. First down, Cleveland Browns. Still nobody has scored quite yet in this half, as Freeman's just going to go ahead and dump it off to Heron here. He's going to make a quick little move, and Cleveland's going to be forced to call their first timeout, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. Second and 8 now. Freeman's going to go ahead and take the snap. He's going to get pressured, and he's not going to get sacked right away, but eventually he will. And just like that, we are now looking at a 3rd and 19 at the 35-yard line. And the best thing we can do now is just, if we can't get a first down, get as close to it as possible for that field goal. Dion Lewis is now in the game, as he's going to go ahead and look like it's going to get a screen pass his way. So there's going to be exceptional blocking here. He's going to get super close as he gets absolutely flattened on the way out of bounds. But it'll be 4th and 5, as he's been the main source of our offense to this point. And just like that, we're looking at a 4th and 5 now, as our kicker's out there lining up the kick. The kick is up, and the kick will be good, and just like that, we take a 3-0 lead this early in the game. Or not this early, but at this point in the game, which is definitely not the biggest lead we've had going into half, but a lead is still a lead, and hopefully we can capitalize better than we did last time. 32 is going to go ahead and take the return back. He's going to get to the 31-yard line. There's only 6 seconds left in this half. I would be willing to bet that they probably just run the ball and just get over with this half, but it looks like they're not. It looks like they're going to try and do a Hail Mary, which is something I definitely question, because I don't think Schaub has that kind of arm, as he's just going to go ahead and heave it downfield, and I stand corrected. He does have that kind of an arm, and that will end up incomplete, as Schaub looks like he got nicked a little bit on that play. And into half, we will be up 3-0, and Oakland will be receiving the ball. So let's go ahead and take a look at this halftime report. As you can see, we are clearly doing better on pretty much every aspect. They only had it for a little bit, but they were also pinned deep. But we've also been seeing a really exceptional game out of Josh Freeman. 7 for 10, 78 yards. I mean, that's really good for what you want to see out of a quarterback who's getting his first start in quite some time. Schaub off to a 1-2 start, 1 for 2 start for 1 yard. Not the best. Maurice Jones-Drew only got a carry so far. This defense is definitely looking solid for us. Hopefully we can hang on to this 3-0 lead. That is definitely one thing I like to see, is Josh Freeman stepping up and taking over this offense that has been really lacking. So hopefully he can do this on a regular basis. But as you can see, Matt Schaub's receding hairline is getting ready to start off on offense this half, as number 17 is going to go ahead and take it here. He's going to go ahead and get out to the 34-yard line, 33-yard line to be exact, as he does not look too happy with that return, as I'd actually be very happy, because starting at the 33 is, I believe, their best starting field position all game. Schaub's going to go ahead and take the snap here, as he's going to go ahead and look for a pass. He's going to go ahead and dump it off to his receiver. That's going to be the biggest play on offense they've had to this point, as Schaub connects with the receiver, and that'll be enough for a first down. This offense is definitely not the most electric for sure, but they definitely can get the job done. They're going to fake the handoff to Maurice Jones-Drew here. Instead, they're going to dump it off to their fullback, and he will get a gain of 4 yards, but he gets tackled pretty hard as soon as he catches it. But yeah, as I was saying, they're not the most electrifying offense. They have Rod Streeter and James Jones as their top two receivers, as Maurice Jones-Drew gets enough for a first down here, as this offense is moving. They definitely have some playmakers to get enough to move down the field and put some points on the board, but I definitely don't see them necessarily competing really anytime soon, as Darren McFadden, the Arkansas product, is going to go ahead and get a gain of 8 yards. McFadden, I believe, is a lot younger in this game, so he's either a rookie or a year or two into his professional career. Definitely going to be a huge part of this offense coming up, as that's going to go ahead and get stuffed, and just like that, we're looking at a 3rd and 1 right now. It's a 3rd and 1 now, as Schaub has Maurice Jones-Drew in the backfield. As you can go ahead and take the snap here, they're going to hand it off to Maurice Jones-Drew, and he's going to get more than enough for a first down. He's going to be a little bit of a pain to take down, but he gets to the 10-yard line, as they are really kind of finding their stride now in this second half. This seems kind of similar to how the Jacksonville game went for us, where we were doing way better in the first half, and we ended up struggling in the second half and gave up a lead. Granted, three points is not much of a lead, but still, knowing that our defense struggles like this, that is something that's definitely going to be a point of concern. So they're going to go ahead and just dump it off to their fullback, who will get enough for a touchdown and to take the lead now. And granted, it's only going to be a 4-point lead if they make the extra point. It's Janikowski, so I would imagine they would, as they will do just that. So it's going to be a 4-point lead, which I'm not too worried about, because our offense has been doing pretty well to this point. So again, I'm not too worried. Janikowski with the kickoff here, as Hawkins is going to be back to receive it, and he's just going to let that one go, and that'll be enough for a touchback. And out comes Josh Freeman and this offense. Freeman's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and just dump it off to his receiver, Josh Gordon, who's going to get enough for about 8 yards on that play, 7 to be exact. And we will be looking at a 2nd and 3. Freeman's definitely kind of showed that he's not going to be the most consistent, accurate passer, but he's definitely going to get the job done for us, which makes me excited, as we're going to go ahead and hand the ball off to Tate here. He's going to get stuffed immediately, as I believe that's going to be marked as a loss of a yard. As they're actually going to say that he gained a yard on that, so that is good. Alright, I'm not really feeling a run play here. Actually, you know what? I am. I see that gap, and that's going to actually go ahead and run us to the 4th quarter. And just like that, it is now going to be 3rd and 2 to start the 4th quarter for us. We're we got to find something on offense right now. Granted, the drive just started. That's going to be enough for a first down by Ben Tate. And he just surpassed the 30-yard mark in terms of rushing yards. As you can see there, our schedule is definitely going to get ramped up a bit as to if we can up the win category, as it might be a little bit harder, as Freeman's going to go ahead and miss his pass there. Overall, still playing pretty effectively, but that was definitely not the most accurate pass from him. Second and 10 now. Freeman's going to go ahead and take the snap. It looks like this is going to be just a regular old screen play. They're going to dump it off to Ben Tate, who's going to have enough for a first down, and just like that, Freeman is only 4 yards away from having 100 yards total for passing. That was a pretty good pass, considering he got absolutely belted right as he threw it. So it's good to see that he can kind of throw under pressure here. Definitely not the fastest. He's going to go ahead and just toss this ball away, and that will lead us to a 2nd and 10. We're going to look at a run play there, and I don't necessarily know that that's the best idea. As we're going to go ahead and audible Gordon to a slant play, as we're going to go ahead and just toss it over the middle to him, and that will be a gain of about 4, and that will get Freeman to exactly 100 yards. As it looks like Oakland actually is considered one of the worst defenses in the league, as Khalil Mack got the tackle there. As we're going to go ahead and throw it over to Heron, who will make the catch, enough for a first down, and he will get us to the 37-yard line. That is exactly what I like to see, and that is why he got promoted on the depth chart. All right, 1st and 10 now from the 37-yard line. We're going to go ahead and just audible to a run play here. We're going to go ahead and take the snap. We're going to hand it off to Ben Tate, who's going to lose the ball, but we pick it up, and that was a close one. That is something that we struggle in a lot, as we will march down the field late in the 4th, and then we'll fumble the ball or turn it over in one way or another. So it's definitely good to see that we fell back on that. Freeman's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and roll out to his right. He's going to go ahead and throw over to Gordon, who will make the catch, and that'll be enough for a first down, as this offense is clicking, and that is what we want to see. 1st and 10 now from the 25-yard line. 2:27 left to go in this game. Going to hand it off to Ben Tate, who will lose some yardage on the play, and that is not what we want to see. And real quick, Ben Tate just quite hasn't been doing the job for us. I mean, sure, our offensive line isn't exactly the best, but I'd like to see Niall Davis get some reps. I mean, passing has been more the name of the game for us. So that is one thing, is that'll take us to the 2-minute warning, and just like that, we are looking at another close game that we could potentially come out with a win. All right, 2nd and 13 here. Freeman's going to go ahead and take the snap. He's going to fire over to his receiver, who's going to make the catch, as I believe that was Josh Gordon again, as it's now going to be a 3rd and 2. Freeman has been finding his targets really effectively in this game, and that is something that I'm really proud of, especially because he's been put into this situation without really any time. So we're going to hand it off to Niall Davis, who will be, it looks like, just short of the first down marker, and that's not going to be good, as it's going to be considered 4th and inches. Let's just go ahead and do this. Goal line, QB sneak, because we need to go for it here. So just a couple inches is all we need, as Freeman will do just that, as he will get more than enough for the first down, as this drive stays alive, as Freeman comes in clutch with his, I believe, 3-yard run there. I don't know why they want us to absolutely throw a Hail Mary, absolutely rocket the ball right now, as that's the last thing we need to worry about. As we're going to go ahead and just throw it over to Heron, who's going to make the catch. He's going to shrug off a tackler, and that's going to get a gain of 3 yards, and that'll make it 2nd and 7. Alrighty. 46 seconds left to go on the game clock as it's 2nd and 7 at the 10-yard line. Freeman's going to go ahead and take the snap. He's going to fire it over to his favorite receiver, and that's going to get deflected, and that's going to make it 3rd and 7 now. All right, do we got a screenplay? I feel like that's going to be really effective because we haven't called that in a minute. We don't. Let's go play type, screen pass over to the right side. Dion Lewis is in, and he's really the most effective when it comes to catching the ball out of the backfield. Going to go ahead and just dump it off to him, and that's going to get airmailed, and it's going to be 4th and 7 now, as if we do not get the conversion here, the game will be over. It's a do-or-die moment here for Josh Freeman and the Browns offense. He's going to take the snap. He's going to rock it over to Benjamin, and that's going to get picked off, and that will be the game, as that's going to be considered a touchback. We still have 3 timeouts, so it's still possible, but don't hold your breath. Yet again, we march all the way down the field, and we have a game-crushing interception as Maurice Jones-Drew will get a gain of 5, and that will be Cleveland's first timeout. Schaub's going to go ahead and hand it off to McFadden here, who's going to get about 3 or 4 yards here, and he really kind of bullied that defender there, and that's not what we want at all. All right, 3rd and 2 here. If they get the first down, that'll be game. Schaub's going to go ahead and hand it off here, and that'll be enough for a first down, and then some as Maurice Jones-Drew will just go ahead and trek to the 44-yard line, and that, ladies and gentlemen, will be the game, and we will fall to 0-7 on this season. No need to call a timeout. Just go ahead and finalize the last couple seconds there, and just like that, we will fall to 0-7, and they will be elevated to 2-5 on the season. Definitely not what I wanted to see from our offense at that last drive. I mean, Josh Freeman was on point all game and just had that one blemish, so I'm not really too worried about it. As a matter of fact, I think it's fine. It happens, but just happened to be at the wrong possible moment for us. Not Hawkins. Herron did his thing today in the passing offense. Freeman, he was actually really exceptional for coming in when he did. I was really kind of expecting not too much out of him, but he definitely showed that he could become our starting quarterback for at least the remainder of the season. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats now. Definitely one thing I noticed is that he had some very inaccurate passes, but that's going to happen. I mean, he's not really had too much time as a starting quarterback to have those accurate passes go his way. As it's going to be 14 and 22 is his stat line for 143 yards. 1 interception as it was the last play on offense for us. Still a solid day rushing. Ben Tate got only 25 yards. Niall Davis with 1 carry for a yard, and Freeman with his 3-yard run. Receiving, Gordon came in clutch, Herron came in clutch, Lewis came in clutch. I mean, everybody contributed one way or another. That was definitely good to see. Defensively, Carlos Dansby, for the first time, we have someone who's not a safety or a cornerback leading tackles. So we're going to have Buster Screen at the next highest, and then we have Gilbert as our 3rd highest, and everybody else, which is a tackle. Excuse me. Alright, let's see. How long have I been streaming for? Only 29 minutes. I can make this a doubleheader. Just kind of getting through the season. So the next game I think we play is the Bucks, I want to say, who are also struggling this year. I mean, they have Mike Glennon, and that'll be kind of a cool story for Josh Freeman going against his former team and the guy that replaced him with the Browns. I mean, he's likely not going to win, but it'll be kind of cool to see if he does actually, take over and win. So we're already at week 9 on episode 5, so we're making pretty good progress to get through this season. The Bucks are 2-4-1 and we're 0-7, so both struggling teams. If we go ahead and look over the division, where the top 2 are 7-1, the Bengals are 5-2, so they're still hanging in it. Pretty much already are kind of knocked out of playoff contention. But now it's just a matter of just getting people reps, and if we win out, we'll go 9-7, which is not good. But you never know. And I doubt that we'll win out though. So, but yeah, we're going against the Bucks, where Mike Glennon is their starter. I think this is first or second year as a starter. Freeman got replaced by him a year or two ago, or a year ago, I think, maybe 2. So yeah, and they have some offense, not anybody that I can really think of. They have Mike Evans, is a young Mike Evans, so that might be a problem for us. But other than that, I can't really think as to who else is on this team, unless they made some signings and all that, but can't really think of any off the top of my head. So Jordan Cameron looks like he's getting the spotlight today, and I don't know necessarily why. He's not really done much all season, even though he's a reliable target. It's just not too much. As Brandon Myers is their best tight end, it looks like, or their starter at least. And he's not really been doing much either. Alright, so it looks like it's going to be another home game for us, as it doesn't really seem to matter. Hopefully we can get our first win at home this season. As again, Phil Simms, Jim Nance, don't necessarily need you in my screen right now. If you don't mind, I'd really like you to get on off of it, please. Alright, so our defense has definitely been struggling. As you can see, Patine there is talking to Dansby. Hopefully we can find something on defense today. We start off hot, as it looks like we're going to get the ball to start again. I'd rather actually defer, so that way we can start the second half with the ball, but we'll start with the ball anyway. So Connor Barth will go ahead and get this game started for us as soon as he's ready. And just like that, this game is underway, and hopefully we can get our first win, but we will see. As Travis Benjamin will take the return, as he's going to get thrown down at the 24-yard line. So Josh Freeman is going to come out for his second start, and his second start happens to be against his former team. So it's quite the storyline we got going on here today. So he's going to go ahead and find Cameron right over the middle, and that's going to be enough for a first down, as Freeman's starting off with authority. Second is supposed to be a first down, but instead it's going to be, as you can see, the ball's past the first down marker, but it is what it is. That's definitely going to be a first down, and that will be enough for a 5-yard carry and a fresh set of downs. Go ahead and hand it off to Tate again, as he's going to get enough for a first down, and that will get us to the 49-yard line, as this is going to go ahead and be considered no huddle, and that's not what I wanted. I wanted chew clock. So I don't like running no huddle, as we're going to go ahead and hike the ball here. We're going to go ahead and hand it off to Tate, and he's going to go ahead and get about 3-ish yards on that play. 4 actually, it looks like. And it's going to be 2nd and 7 now. Freeman definitely wanting to show that the Bucks were a little premature in cutting him, as they're going to dump it off to Tate here. He's going to have more than enough for a first down, as he's on the run now, as he's going to go ahead and get down at the 12-yard line. Freeman is 2 for 2 for 45 yards. You want this man on your fantasy team. Freeman picked up just a couple weeks ago, and he's already starting to look pretty solid in our starting quarterback position. As Niall Davis is going to go ahead and come in after that long run by Tate. He's going to go ahead and get the handoff. He's going to get fumbled. sorry, he's going to get tackled. He's going to go ahead and fumble it, as it looked like he might have been down, and it looks like they won't challenge it, so I will, just because that's okay. Apparently there's nothing to challenge, folks, so just like that, the Bucks will start off on offense, as they have Mike Glennon and James as their starting running back. They're going to hand it off to the running back, as that will go ahead and be a gain of about 4 or 5. Not exactly sure who James is, but I guess we will see here in just a moment. As you can see, this is the offensive line for the Bucks. Vincent Jackson is going to be their starting receiver. Mike James, there we go. And that'll be a gain of 4, so it's now 2nd and 6. I don't think I saw Mike Evans out there. Actually, he's right there on the left side of your screen, as he's the one in motion right now, as they're going to go ahead and try to find somebody, and they're not going to. Mike Glennon's going to go ahead and actually end up finding Mike Evans, who's going to get a lot of yardage on this play, all because the linebacker gave up and tried to go for Glennon when he was under pressure. Alright, Glennon's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and find Vincent Jackson, who's going to get more than enough for a first down. And just like that, this Bucks offense is finding its stride. Hopefully we can get a turnover like they did on us, but the likelihood of that happening is not very high. Glennon's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and run a slant pass, as that's going to be number 17, and that's going to be enough for a first down, and they are already at the 7-yard line within 3 plays. And that'll be the first quarter, as it is a 0-0 game, but the Bucks offense is moving with authority as they want to put points on the board and take that lead. First and goal now. Mike Glennon's going to go ahead and hand the ball off to their running back, and just like that, Mike James goes and scores, and that will be 6-0 now, pending the extra point. Definitely not what I want to see from our first drive on defense, as they're going to go ahead and put the extra point up, and it will be good, as that was a 5-play drive, 91 yards. Mike James capped it off with a touchdown, as he went 2 for 11 on that drive. 95-yard drive, not something necessarily that is excusable constantly. It'll happen every now and then, I suppose, but definitely not something you want to see every game. Excuse that. Freeman's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and dump it off to Ben Tate, who will get absolutely tackled behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know why I said absolutely there, but he will get tackled behind the line of scrimmage, and now we are looking at a 2nd and 12. Freeman's going to take the snap here, as he's going to go ahead, and he's not going to have anybody. He's going to shrug off the first guy, but he's going to end up getting sacked, and that is going to make it 3rd and 20 now, as this is really not good, as we are off to a really slow start, and hopefully we can get that turned around. Freeman's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and dump it off to Dion Lewis, who's going to have a bunch of free space, and his own offensive lineman is going to get in the way, and he's still going to stumble forward for a first down, and just like that, we get a first down. I would be willing to say off of luck, but you never know. Dion Lewis gets us the first down regardless, and just like that, we are looking at a fresh set of downs. Freeman will go ahead and take the handoff, or he'll hand it off to Ben Tate here, and he will get a gain of about 2, and that was definitely good to see Dion Lewis doing that. I mean, our offensive line got in the way a couple times there, but that is all good. I'm going to go ahead and dump it off to Heron here, who will get enough for about 7-ish yards, close to the first down marker, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning, as this Cleveland offense really wants to put 7 on the board before the half. Freeman's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and try finding his receiver Hawkins out there, and he will not be able to do it. And just like that, that'll be 4th down now, and that is not what we want to see, as it's at the 29-yard line, so it's going to be a big risk to go for it, but that's exactly what we're going to do. We're 0-7. We have nothing to lose at this point. Might as well. As we're going to go ahead and hike the ball. We're going to go ahead and try finding Cameron. And he will not catch the ball, as that was a super risky move. As now Tampa Bay has the ball at the 29-yard line. As that was really probably not the best move to do. And just like that, the Bucs will start over at the 29-yard line with an offense that was really moving the ball last time. We can go ahead and take the snap here. Glenn's going to have nobody really necessary to look for. He's going to go ahead and dump it off to Vincent Jackson, who's going to make a couple moves and then get enough for a first down and get down at the 16-yard line. Sorry, not the 26, but the 16. I actually don't think that was Vincent Jackson. That was somebody else. Glenn's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's not going to hand it off. Instead, he's going to try finding a target, and he will look at the back of the end zone, and that's going to be incomplete, as Hayden looked a little bit confused out there, as that'll make it 2nd and 10. As we're going to go ahead and do a booth review here, so I don't think he got both feet down, but if he did, that'll be bad, as he did not. That is, in fact, still an incomplete pass. Murphy came close. I think it looked like he had a foot down, but that second foot just came out right on time. All right, so it's still going to be called an incomplete pass. That was very close. It was good placement by Glennon, just bad footwork by Murphy. So we will definitely take it, though. Do not get me wrong. I am not complaining whatsoever. As we're going to go ahead and pressure Glennon, but he's still going to find Mike James, and I missed the tackle. And just like that, Mike James is going to score his 2nd touchdown of the game. First one's the running touchdown, the second one's the passing touchdown. Either way, still not looking good, as we have no way of containing him so far. And just like that, Glennon has 109 yards this half with a touchdown. So far, not looking too good for this story in terms of Freeman winning against his former team, but he's definitely played solid, though. So that I definitely like to see. It's just our defense has been rather poor. 1st and 10 out, the 20-yard line. Freeman will go ahead and take the snap. He's just going to go ahead and dump it off to Ben Tate here, who gets enough for a first down and then some, as he makes the defender miss, as he will get to the 35-yard line. And that will be a fresh set of downs, as we're looking at 1st and 10 now. Freeman will go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and look for his favorite target out there, as that's almost picked off, as the cornerback flattens our receiver out there after he had dropped the ball. But I think that's just more of a collision thing rather than on purpose. Freeman's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and try finding his receiver, and that's going to get deflected, as that is 2 back-to-back incomplete passes, and that is not what we want right now. Hopefully we can get this conversion here. So you know what I'm going to do, especially off of that last huge 3rd down conversion. Gotta show some love to our boy Dion Lewis out here. 3rd and 10 now. We're going to go ahead and hike the ball. We're going to go ahead and just dump it off to Dion Lewis, and he's going to miss his target. And let's go ahead and, can we hurry up off an incomplete? We cannot. So this is again yet another risky move we're doing here, but I believe it's something that we got to do, because we're down by 14. We need points, and we need points now. We're 0-7, so we really have nothing to lose. So we're going to go ahead and take the snap here. We're going to go ahead and throw it over to Cameron, who's going to make the catch this time, and that's going to be more than enough for a first down. And just like that, we're looking at a fresh set of downs. That was risky, but it paid off. Wish it had paid off the first time rather than this. Well, I wish it pays off every time, but last time it kind of really hurt us, as Herron's not going to be able to catch it, as he looked like he got pulled on a little bit there, as that is Jenkins. I did not know Janoris Jenkins played for the Bucs, unless that is a different Jenkins, which it very well could be. But that is very interesting. Freeman will go ahead and take the snap here, as he's going to go ahead and dump it off to his target here, and that's going to be more than enough for a first down, as that's Travis Benjamin, who's off to the races, and just like that, he's going to get to the 13-yard line, as I believe he stepped out of bounds there, as Freeman is 8 for 13 for 139 yards, as he is playing exceptionally well, again, for only being here for a couple weeks, really kind of learning this offense at a rapid pace, which is something we definitely like to see. As we're going to go ahead and dump it off to Ben Tate here, who's going to have enough to get just to the first down markers. We're going to have to call a timeout, and that's going to make it 2nd and 1. This offense is definitely moving on this drive, which is really good. I really like seeing efficiency, as that's kind of obvious as to, everybody likes efficiency. He's going to have to just rocket the ball out of bounds here. He got pressured. The offensive line is still being a pretty big problem for us. Our offensive line is really kind of the main problem on offense right now. We can go ahead and try finding our receiver Benjamin, and that's not going to work, as it's going to be 4th and 1 here. I think they're going to try making us kick a field goal. I really don't want to do that. So let's go formation. Goal line. Came in clutch last time, so let's go Freeman, as it might not come in clutch this time, but you never know. We go ahead and hike the ball. Freeman's going to get enough for a gain of about 2 yards. Call a timeout, and it's going to be 1st and goal now. Let's go ahead and run that ball again with Josh Freeman, because it looks like it got 2 yards last time, so maybe it can get 2 this time. Freeman's going to take the snap, and he's going to go ahead and get a touchdown for us, as Freeman's first touchdown as a Brown comes on the running game. And just like that, it is now 14-6 pending this extra point. Cundiff with the kick, and it is good. And just like that, it is 14-7. And that is exactly what I like to see from this offense. Go march it down, 81 yards, 16 plays, I think is what it said. We're going to go ahead and squib it here, as Cundiff is going to go ahead and kick it. And it will hit off the ground, as that will do it for this half. And that's a good way to end off the half, is on a touchdown on our end. I mean, I'd rather see Freeman pass it, but I mean, hey, points are points, so we will definitely take it. Freeman, yet again, starting off solid, so hopefully we can continue that performance from him. But there is, obviously, with how our team is notoriously known to play in the second half, there is no guarantee on that, as they get to the 31-yard line, as that is Banks. Glennon and the offense are coming out now, as they have James in the backfield, who's been mainly the problem for us on defense. As we're going to start with a handoff to him, and they're going to get a gain of about 4 or 5 on the play. 5 to be exact, and it's going to be a 2nd and 5. All we really need is just to get a good stop to start this half. Go ahead and march down, put some points on the board. That is definitely something we need to do. And we need to do it now, as the tight end goes and shrugs off a defender, as Mike Evans was all over our cornerback there. As there's definitely been some questionable non-calls of in terms of against the Bucks, but it is what it is. As they're going to go ahead and hand it off to Mike James here, who's going to have enough for a first down. He's going to make a defender miss, and he continues to be a problem for this defense, as he's going to go ahead and get a first down, and they are already in the red zone. This is really what we don't want to see. First and 10 out, the 19-yard line. They're going to go ahead and start off with another handoff to Mike James, who has plenty of open room, and Whitner's not going to be able to make that tackle. I think that was actually Gibson, not Whitner, as James scores yet another touchdown, as this is looking really rough for us right now. Kick will be up, and the kick will be good, and we are down yet again by 14 points. Mike James, 5 for 58 yards, 2 touchdowns on top of a touchdown in the passing game. He's responsible for all their points. Definitely not what we want to see, as we're going to go ahead and start at the 20-yard line, and Freeman will come in yet again to lead this offense. Alrighty. We're going to go ahead and start with a fresh set of downs at the 20-yard line. As Freeman's going to come in, he's going to go ahead and snap the ball here. He's going to go ahead and attempt to roll out. He's going to instead throw to his receivers. That's going to be Hawkins, and that's going to be Hawkins' first catch on the day, as that's going to be another first down for this Browns offense, as definitely the offense is not a concern for us at this moment. Instead, it is our defense. Gonna go ahead and just dump it off to Tate here, who's going to get tackled, and that was a weird animation in favor of the Bucks there. And so we're going to go ahead and lose a couple yards. Not ideal, but again, it is what it is. We just got to work with what we got, and although that might not be much, still got to do it. Freeman's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and try finding Hawkins, and that's going to get deflected, and that was so close to being picked off. Thankfully, it was not, and we are looking at a 3rd down and long. Alright, so a screenplay, nope. Alright, so then go ahead and just go bam, bam. So it looks like we're just going to go ahead and have to call another screenplay. Definitely, they don't really know how to stop it so far, as they're going to go ahead and look like they're going to try to stop it. And Jalen Lewis is going to get so close to that 1st down marker, but he will be just shy. And instead it'll be 4th and 2, and we're just going to have to go for it again because we're down by 2 scores. We don't have that much time left to go in the game, so we're just going to have to go for it. Instead of doing a QB sneak, we're going to go ahead and fake the handoff here. We're going to go ahead and throw it over to Barnridge, and that's going to be an incomplete pass, as for some reason they're not turning it over, and there we go, just like that. It's going to be a turnover on downs. The Bucks are going to start with the ball at the 43-yard line. This is not looking too hot for us. They're going to hand it off to James here, and he will get a gain of about 5. And this Browns defense is definitely not looking too good, because it doesn't look like we can get too many stops. Definitely, when we're past the trade deadline, is they're going to go ahead and hand it off to Mike James, so we can't really necessarily rely on the trade right now, as we're going to go ahead and look at another fresh set of downs for the Bucks here. Is we really have no way of stopping James right now, which is really unfortunate. So we're going to go ahead and pass it here, as Glennon's under pressure. He's going to get sacked, and that's Bryant. That is what we like to see. And the first play on the drive where they don't hand it off to James nets in a negative yardage. So they're going to go ahead and hike the ball real quick, and they're going to go ahead and hand it off to Mike James, and he's going to go ahead and make a couple moves, and that will be a gain of 6, as he's already at 82 yards totals. It's going to be a 3rd and 10 now. Third and 10 now. Glennon's going to go ahead and take the snap. It's not going to be a run this time. Instead, they're going to go ahead and find the running back in the passing game, and he's going to almost score their 4th touchdown today, as Glennon has been looking spotless besides one incomplete pass, which was a good pass on his end. That still was not his fault. Glennon's going to go ahead and take the snap here on 1st and goal, and they're not going to be handing it off to their running back. Instead, they're going to be screen passing it, and that's going to be a loss of 3. They are not us. They cannot perform the screen play as good as us. So just like that, it is going to be 2nd and goal. 3:53 left to go in the game. They're going to go ahead and hand it off to Mike James. Just like that, he's going to get wrapped up in the backfield, and that's going to be a loss of a yard. And we might look at a good stop here. And it will be a field goal for them, which, I mean, is not ideal, but still better for them to score a field goal, as Arnett is in the backfield now, and looks like they're going to go ahead and just dump it off to Mike Evans, who's not going to get enough for the touchdown, and it'll be 4th and goal. It would be kind of ideal for them to go for it and not get it here, or for us to get a block, either way. But instead, they're going to go ahead and kick it, and it will be good. And that's going to be offsides on us, so I rushed it just a little too soon. Buster screen. Yep, I think that's going to be enough for a 1st down. Nope, it's going to be 4th and goal at the 1. They're going to go ahead and decline it and just take the field goal. Instead, take the 17-point lead. Probably just they didn't want to have to kick that extra, or the field goal again, as Hawkins is going to go ahead and get to the 24-yard line, as Freeman will come back out onto the field. Freeman's going to go ahead and snap the ball here, as he's going to try finding Benjamin, who looks like he has some space, and that's going to be picked off, and things just do not go our way whatsoever and that's going to be another turnover on downs, and the Bucks will start off at the 38-yard line, and you can see Freeman is visibly upset with himself, as that was actually just, there's nothing we could have done about that. Definitely not something we can avoid, as James will go ahead and get a gain of 7, and I don't know what it takes to stop anything in this game, as it seems like it's going to be really hard to just get any sort of momentum our way. As Rainey's in the backfield now. So I think I said Arnett before, but it is Rainey. As we're going to go ahead and hand it off to him, and he's going to, I think, get wrapped up in the backfield actually, for a loss of 2, and just like that, it is 3rd and 6. It's good to see our defense stepping up now, although it is a little too late. I believe they're just going to go ahead and hand the ball off here. Said they don't. They're actually going to go ahead and pass it, and they're going to go ahead and dump it off to their tight end, who will get more than enough for the first down. And it is definitely not looking good for us right now. I think they're just going to go ahead and take a knee. So if that's what they're not going to be taking a knee. Instead, they're going to probably just hand it off to James here, who will have more than enough for a first down. And just going to go ahead and call a timeout because I want to get on the offense one more time. But this is definitely not ideal of a situation. Freeman's not been able to come back against his former team. I mean, he still had a good outing. I mean, both of his interceptions so far have not been his fault. So, well, the first one I would say is more likely his fault, but I mean, still, you know, I mean, he threw it into double coverage, but still. This last one was definitely not, because Benjamin was definitely open, and the guy just came out of nowhere. So, not really much we can do about that. As we're going to go ahead and call yet another timeout here, and that'll make it 3rd down. And that should just do it if they're going to go ahead and take another knee, which I believe they will. That should wrap this game up. It does. And they're going to go ahead and kick a field goal. That's kind of scummy of them. Okay, they don't. So instead, they will beat us 24-7 as we fall to 0-8, and they fall to 3-4-1. As yet again, Freeman had another good game. There's not really much we could do about that, as he goes 12 for 22, 170 yards and an interception. So back-to-back games with an interception. Not the worst, but not the best, as James absolutely kills us. But Freeman with the 2 for 4 with a touchdown. Ben Tate for 4 for 21, and Niall Davis with his carry for 5 yards. Tate definitely very keen on the passing game today, which is what I like to see. Jordan Cameron as well. Dion Lewis did his thing, especially on that huge 3rd down conversion. Hawkins got his catch. Benjamin had his catch for 40 yards. So, and Heron was kind of had a quiet game, but that is a-okay. Justin Gilbert led us in tackles. Again, not what I like to see. Paul Kruger also led us in tackles. And Dansby also had 4 total tackles. So, we just got to not have our cornerbacks lead us in tackles. Let's see, how long have I been streaming for? An hour. All right, honestly, I'm feeling a triple header. Or maybe even another double header. So I'm going to end the stream here. And I'm going to restart it just so that way it's going to be episode 6. That way it's not a huge long video, and that way it's at least manageable, because this is an hour-long video. So hopefully, let's go ahead and advance next week. I think we take on the Bengals next week, which is going to be a hard game for us. But definitely going to be a good one. It's always a good one against the Bengals, but definitely will be interesting. They're 6-2. We're 0-8. Real quick, let's see. Should be a low-scoring affair. I wouldn't necessarily say that, but okay, depth chart. Sorry, not depth chart. That's not what I wanted. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at free agent running backs, because I mean we just need something right now. Ben Tate's not quite doing the job for us. We could sign Willis McGahee or Kendall Hunter. Hunter's younger, So that'd be, in the long term, better for us. Michael Bush, Ronnie Brown. I think honestly our best, we have Boobie Dixon. Michael LaShore, he's alright. Let's see. Travaris Cadet. I mean, not really much in terms of. I mean, Isaiah Peed was solid for the Rams for a little bit. Jonathan Grimes is also solid. Terrence West, I suppose. James White, also a future Patriots running back. Can get him on here. Let's go for somebody that's fast. Looks like it's going to be Armand Smith. I mean, what's his overall? I mean, 69, not necessarily what I want. So let's go ahead and Kendall Hunter, who's, I mean, he's going to be faster, yeah, so let's sign Kendall. Yes, would put me over. Okay, cool. So I'll go ahead and cut one of my, I'll just go ahead and cut my fullback, to be honest. Because you don't necessarily need him, and we're not, I mean, yes, we're a run-heavy team, but, I mean, oh, but he's an 86 overall. Ooh. Maybe I won't cut him. Crowell's a rookie. I'm hesitant on cutting him. Ben Tate has gone up in overall, so that's good at least, but just not exactly what we want right now. Let's see. Receiver, tight end. Let's go ahead and cut like our 4th string tight end. Marquise Gray, but he's young though. We can go ahead and cut Jim Dre. He's a little bit older. I don't necessarily see him making too much of an impact. Because I mean, we have Cameron, who's super young. Not super young, but he's young to the point where we don't necessarily need an older tight end that's, you know, a handful of overall less than him. So let's go ahead and go back. I mean, we really should sign an actual, like, defensive player. So I'll actually go ahead and sign another guy. Let's go ahead and sign Kendall Hunter. And he will become the, not necessarily the fullback, but definitely I'm going to go ahead and let's go to roadmap schemes. I'm going to do auto subs. I want a frequent change of running backs. Sub in. Whoops. Let's go ahead and put that up to 80 and sub out 75. Alright. Accept and continue. Alright. Schemes, can we... Alright, so we can't... let's go ahead. So this video will be wrapped up in just a moment. I want to make a couple roster moves. That way you guys can see it on camera. I don't want to look at depth chart right now. So roster, let's go ahead and... I saw Alan Branch was available. Let's go ahead and see. Left ends won't do us any good. There's a couple 80 overall cornerbacks. We could definitely use that. Aaron Berry, I mean, he's getting up there in age when the rest of our group is. So, go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and cut Aaron Berry. I mean, he hasn't really played much. I mean, he's the oldest of the group. Now Joe Hayden and Buster Skrine are the oldest. So not really much experience overall. Yeah, Tashawn Gibson's going to be our guy. So Batty Maswi, you can go ahead and get cut. Not with Josh Aubrey, can bounce back and forth to be strong safety and free safety if there's an injury. Which Dante Whitner will probably retire soonish. So definitely be good idea to get that settled. So I mean, the rest of the group in terms of corners. I mean, yeah, we could really use Jabari Greer right now. Even, I mean, really, any one of these guys would become number 2. So, I mean, they're all old though, so I don't imagine any of these guys are going to be fast. There's Aaron Berry. Funny that, huh? So, if we go ahead and we can sign Jabari Greer for the rest of the season. I mean, he's pretty physical. Let's see, his speed, his man coverage is an 87. That's really good. Speed's kind of, it's up there. 87's not bad. We can go ahead and sign him. He's probably going to retire at the end of the year, though, so I'm not expecting much. But definitely will be helping out. That is for sure. So what time is it? All right. Okay. So I still want Hayden as my number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that real quick. So sort by overall. Actually, they won't. Oh, because Joe Hayden's a 97 overall. Okay. I forgot about that. I thought he was like an 87 overall. So yeah, Greer will become number 2. Screen's going to be number 3 now instead of number. Why is Screen our slot? That makes no sense. I mean, he's faster. Is he better at man coverage? Please tell me he's at least better than man. Here we go. He's not. So, Justin Gilbert, obviously. We'll go there. Leon McFadden's probably not going to get much playing time. So, yeah, go ahead and move Screen to there. Justin Gilbert's going to be our number 2, so it goes 97, 85, 76. Still a pretty severe drop-off there. But, I mean, he is a rookie, so he's probably going to get better over time. So that's going to go ahead and actually wrap this video up. I will stream immediately after, though, because I want to break the segments up. Probably for either at least one more game or maybe even 2. But with that being said, I will catch you in the next one.